Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 4 of our podcast series.
Yes.
My name's Paul.
And I'm Amy. How you going?
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for their response.
Nobody's watching yet.
No viewers yet. No. We're doing this podcast live from Google Hangouts, and then after we live do this live show, it gets put on our YouTube channel so people can watch it back later. And at the moment, there's no one in the chat because we've got no viewers. And I posted, or I embedded the live stream on my Facebook page, which is pretty cool. I didn't realize you could do that, but apparently you can, and I just did that. So well done to me. Bravo. Yes. So hopefully someone jumps in sometime soon so they can ask us questions about the topics that we're going to be talking about today. We're mostly going to be talking about sex. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, because I went to news.com.au and I was looking through all these articles that we should check out, and I was like, I was clicking through the categories. They've got lifestyle, which is like your fitness, and then also sex. And then it did have like political news, and it just had a lot of interesting articles about sex. And that's what I really want to talk about. So the first article that I saw on news.com.au is Viagra ice cream proves arousing, says Charlie Harry Francis. So Viagra ice cream, what do you think that would taste like? Medicine? Award-winning food inventor Charlie Harry Francis created a sweet ice cream Viagra concoction called the Arousal for an anonymous celebrity client who didn't want to take the small blue pill. So this guy must have had like a bunch of money and was like, went to this guy, Charlie, and was like, oh yeah, could you, because Charlie is an award-winning food inventor. So like, can you like break down the ingredients or whatever that's in the Viagra and then mix it into an ice cream that tastes nice. And the ice cream does happen to be blue, which is the same color of the Viagra pill. And so I've been told.
Tastes like champagne.
Are you reading ahead?
No, it's just there.
So you are reading ahead because I can't see it.
It's just under the ice cream.
Can everyone see what I'm doing? No, I can't. I'm like pinching my nipple. Where? Where? Sorry, touch the screen. I can't see. Okay. Where are you pointing to?
Straight underneath the picture.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. The ice cream tastes like champagne. Okay, if you've got blue ice cream, what's the first flavor that comes to mind? Bubblegum. Yes. It's quite a funny picture they've got. They've got 2 scoops of ice cream and a cone on top. So, yeah, it does look like a couple of balls and a dick.
I definitely would. That's disgusting.
Oh, come on.
No.
You put worse things in your mouth, babe.
No, that's really gross.
Oh, wow. The concoction called the Arousal. Well, that's a pretty awful name for like an ice cream that has Viagra in it. For an anonymous celebrity client who didn't want to take the small blue pill. Each ball of ice cream is dosed with 25 grams of Viagra and is flavored with bubbly champagne. Yeah, this guy must be rich. He must be some old, 60-year-old guy that's got a bunch of money.
Probably
He's
George
retired. Yeah, maybe. And, he's not retired, but he's still gone. But, yeah, someone like that and, just got all this money to waste and still wants to like have sex with women in their 20s. Doesn't that sound lovely? Well, good on him. That's what I say. What do you think of men like that?
No.
They, that are over the hill, are hitting 60, and their body is trying to tell them, you shouldn't be like, having sex anymore. Your body. Well, the way that humans are designed is that that we're supposed to have children when we're like in our early 20s, 20s. That's like we're at a high peak,
that sounds about right.
And then from then we just pretty much slowly sort of our bodies sort of break down and stuff.
Yeah.
But, thanks to, science and medical research, men are able to like, still go for it when their bodies are trying to tell them no, like, you can't get it up anymore. And then they take this blue pill and they can still go and get some action.
Your own age group.
Yeah. Well, I'm just assuming that this person wants to, that it's a rich old man. That's just my assumption.
They might be married.
Yeah. He could have like this wife that he's been with for about 50 years and he still wants to make love to her. Yeah. So I don't know. If I was like 60 and I was like, oh, babe, I need a blue pill, would you be okay with that? Yeah.
Like, go get the ice cream.
All right. Well, our daughter Aria is just in the next room in a bassinet and she's crying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave Amy to talk about the rest of this article.
No.
About Viagra and ice cream.
No.
And I'm just going to grab
I'll go
Aria.
get her.
Are you going to? Well, you can't bring her here.
No, but I can calm her down.
Okay, you're going to calm her down? Put her back to sleep? Okay. We've got a baby monitor so we can watch our daughter and see what she does. I thought Amy would be really into this because it's very interesting. The drug is... okay. I'm skipping ahead. Each bowl of ice cream is dosed with 25 grams of Viagra and is flavored with bubbly champagne. Lovely. Francis wrote in a blog post on his site, Lick Me, I'm Delicious. The drug is available at 25 grams, 50 milligrams, and 100 milligrams, while for most patients, the recommended dose is 50 milligrams. I've heard that if you take too much Viagra, then you can get heart problems. And if you're old and you can't get it up, and that's why you're having Viagra, you shouldn't be taking Viagra because if you're that age and then you're taking Viagra as well, then you're just going to end up getting a heart attack, and then it's pointless because you won't even have the energy to have sex if you survive the heart attack. Francis says incorporating the Viagra was relatively easy, but making it taste nicely of champagne was harder. The champagne-flavored batch of ice cream was considered to be one of the weirder requests Francis and his team has had, but it was for one of their A-list celebrity clients who made them sign a confidentiality agreement. Although Francis cannot disclose information on the celebrity, he is allowed to say the client was very happy with the end result. Now, Francis says he is happy to make more of the arousing dessert. We could make more if someone else wanted some, he said. Wow. So it was a celebrity. Amy's coming back. Yeah. Is Ari okay? Did she stop crying? Yeah. Amy just popped a dummy in her mouth. She's all good. So yeah, it was a celebrity, but he got them to sign a confidentiality agreement. Can't speak. But yeah, so it was someone that was well known. It wasn't just a random rich person. And so no one knows who it was, but it was someone well known, and yeah, he got the Viagra that he ordered through mixed in with the ice cream. And the person that made the Viagra ice cream has got a blog post on his site, Lick Me, I'm Delicious. I'm sure on this website I might have some like interesting recipes. Yeah. So what do you think of that, Amy?
Bit awkward.
So do you think like old men should be able to have sex?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it as long as they're doing their own age.
Yeah. And they're not doing it around you?
Pretty much.
Are you in picture? Yes, you are. Come a little bit closer. Come on. Come here. There we go. All right, and next article. Well, I just saw like a bunch of gold articles like on this like website news.com.au. It's pretty, I didn't have to search for long. I just, went to this, I went to Google, typed in news, clicked on news.com.au, and then went through the categories, and I was like, oh, this is amazing.
Really?
Well, and then a sip of water. A man with two penises who calls himself Double Dick Dude has written a revealing memoir about his wild sexual exploits and painful medical emergencies. I think I've spoken about this before because on another podcast called Smodcast with Kevin Smith and Mosier. I can't. I'm having a mind blank. I can't remember his first name. But anyway, they talked about this guy. He's got 2 penises, and I think, they were like, talking about his adventures, all making it up, and then acting out like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if this happened or that happened, and then going back and forth with the idea, and they were just like, oh, Kevin Smith, he was just so amazed that this person had 2 penises, which is crazy, and yeah. So my question to you, Amy, is if I had 2 penises, would you still date me?
Probably not.
Why?
Well, if you want me to be honest.
Yes, I do.
It's just a little crazy.
Why?
It's just
What's wrong with it?
Oh, everything? No offense.
What position wouldn't you try?
That's so wrong in so many ways.
Oh. Okay. Well, okay. We'll try and read as much of this article as possible because this one's a bit more full on than the previous one. The man who suffers. Okay, that's the first line of the article after the title. I don't think he's suffering.
How do you not think he's suffering?
Well, I actually showed you the picture of the 2 penises. Do you remember me showing you?
No.
And if it was one on top and then one underneath, it would be or whatever. Some people make sex toys like that. But I remember the picture of it was he had 2 penises, right? And it was side by side, and the one on, or one of them was shorter than the other one. Yeah. So it would be a bit difficult if you're aroused and both of them are up and then try and make it to the
He's suffering.
So, but I remember they were talking about on the other podcast, they squeeze them together and just put the blood.
I don't want to hear this.
Okay. The man who suffers from an extremely rare medical condition called diphophilia. Wow. Well, if they've got a name for it, there must be more than one person, maybe. Rocketed to fame a year ago after answering questions in an infamous Ask Me Anything Reddit thread. Reddit is it's, I don't know how to explain it because I don't even know it that well. It's just a website where people can just put up blogs and then comment to those blogs and then post articles and then talk about it and just communicate with each other. And I guess he went there, told his story, then he got all these people commenting and asking him questions. The question and answer drew more than 17,000 comments, with the openly bisexual man describing in graphic detail what it's like to have 2 10-inch long functioning organs.
See, they're all the same size.
Yeah, I don't know. It must be. That's crazy. I'm just going to skip ahead because I'm not sure if I want to read all of this. He's claimed to have slept with more than 1,000 men and women. Obviously, he's not suffering. Sexually, he's still able to, have sex with other people because he slept with, 1,000 other people.
That's a bit weird.
Yeah, he's had sex with a lot of people. Isn't that crazy? Mm. All right, I've just skipped down to the bottom of the article. This is still at news.com.au. What is it like? This is the question and answers section. What is it like growing up and going through puberty? Did you know you were different, and how did it affect your affect you? I guess pretty much like any other guy in puberty, just had 2 dicks instead of 1. I knew from an early age, but it was not a big deal. My mum said, you just have 1 extra. And that was it. It wasn't until I was older that it started to be a hassle. So his mum, good on him. I mean, if we had a son and he had 2 penises, what would you do about it if you gave birth to a boy and he had 2 penises?
Talk about surgery.
Would you?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think I'd do surgery. If he's a baby, I guess if you're going to do surgery, you'd
No,
do it at
you wait till they're at least.
Would you do
a
it?
bit
Is it
older.
better to do it at a young age so then they grow up and then not even know about it? Or like is it because they're young and then things could go wrong? Like you don't want to perform surgery on a newborn if you don't have to. So, but the thing is,
when they're,
as a
7.
guy, if I was born with 2 penises, I'd be like, fantastic. Just more fun in the bedroom, whatever.
No.
Yeah.
I think 7-year-old, you get surgery and then they'll be sweet.
No, but if he's 7 years old and you go, would you like to chop the other penis off? Of course he's going to say no. He's going to be like, fuck that.
Option. I'm just going to say you're going in surgery to fix the situation.
If you waited until he's 14, he'd be stoked. As a guy, I'd be like, oh, that's so cool. They're the same size, same width, same length.
So. I have a different opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, just give him an option when he's older. If he's I'd say 17, 18, that's when I'll give the option. I wouldn't do it earlier.
18, they can make their own decisions.
Yeah. I think if you do it before that, then he might be upset with you later in life. Plus there's complications with nerve damage or because it could maybe cause erectile dysfunction or something like that if you perform surgery on remove one of the penises. But imagine if I don't know, it's like chopping off one of your boobs or something.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's taking a part of you. He was created that way.
Okay.
You believe in God, so this person actually exists, the guy that has 2 penises.
Don't even
Do you
go
think
there.
do you think God gave him 2 penises
No.
for a reason? Or do you think it was just
I don't even want to discuss this.
how does it no? Okay, you don't want to go there. All right, fair enough. Do they both hang to one side of your pants, or do they split at the seam? When I go commando, which is almost always, except in winter, they take their own sides. The seam can be a pain sometimes because the skin between them is a little delicate and sensitive. Ouch.
See? It's painful.
Did you have any nicknames in high school? A buddy nicknamed me Double D. So even the guys were at school was hey, Double D, woo!
No.
He had support. He had support from his mother, from his guys at school, from the girls that he slept with,
That'd be very different.
from the boys he slept with, apparently, because he's bisexual. Yeah. Do you ever shower at the Y, which is a gym? It's a gym, isn't it? I think it's a gym. Or wait until you get home. I generally avoid public bathrooms. And if I do use one, I try to use the stall and not a wall urinal. Imagine that. Imagine if you're at the gym and you're a guy and then you're just washing yourself. And whenever you're at the gym and you're you're at the showers and there's no doors and you're not in stalls, you don't make eye contact with anyone and you don't look down. Obviously, because if you do that, you're going to get punched in the face. But if your peripherals just happen to notice that there was a guy there with 2 penises, I don't even know where I'm going with this.
I really don't even.
I don't know. Would you freak out if you were a guy? You'd just laugh.
I'm sorry.
Would you stare? Would you stare and point and laugh? Would you be like, 2 dicks?
It would just be my reaction. I wouldn't be able to help it.
You're like, what happened? Did you try and do the splits and your dick split in half?
That's funny.
All right.
I know, me too. Yeah.
I think we've talked about that enough. All right.
You think?
Okay. In the UK, giggling a bit. In the UK, there's been a porn ban. And I'm trying. Ooh, this. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let me read the title. This is news.com.au again. UK porn ban. Face-sitting, spanking, and caning among sex acts prohibited from homegrown videos. British bondage enthusiasts may need to look overseas for their fetish fix. UK censors have amended the 2003 Communications Act to ban these sex acts from British-produced porn. spanking, caning, aggressive whipping, penetration by any object associated with violence, physical or verbal abuse, regardless of if consensual. Urolagina, I'm not saying that right, known as water sports. Do you know what water sports is? It's when you pee on someone, Amy.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Female ejaculations, strangulation, face hitting, fisting. Authorities consider the final 3 acts potentially life endangering. The new Audiovisual Media Services Regulations 2014 require that video on demand online porn you pay for, complies with the same British Board of Film Censors guidelines for DVDs you can buy in sex shops. Regulators have made the changes so that online porn won't incite hatred or impair children, the Independent reports. But critics say the measures are sexist. Why ban female ejaculation but allow male ejaculation, and won't stop people watching graphic porn produced overseas? There appear to be no rational explanations for most of the R18 rules. Jerry Barnett, spokesman of anti-censorship group Sex and Censorship, told Vice UK, "They're simply a set of moral judgments designed by people who have struggled endlessly to stop the British people from watching pornography." What do you think of that, Amy?
I think that they're going to watch porn no matter what.
Yeah, they're going to get it no matter what, especially online.
Yeah.
With torrent websites and porn. The porn industry used to be really massive. Like people in, people that produced it and made it and starred in it, used to make a lot of money in it. But now you can go to the internet and watch thousands, hundreds and thousands of porn videos that go for like 30 minutes for free. You don't have to pay anything. So yeah, I guess they're talking about producing it in the UK and then selling it in the UK. But you can go to online. Like if they tried to like ban websites, like people from going to certain websites, they can only ban so many. They can't ban them all. People are still going to download it and watch it either way. They'll probably like get it illegally into the country because the UK is close to other European countries and they can just come over through boats and all sorts of things. So they're mostly going to get it online, but some of it's because they're worried about that. Young people growing up watching this type of thing, that they're going to think that it's acceptable to treat a person this certain way, or they're just like worried that like, this type of porn is going to incite physical or emotional abuse onto another person, and then pretty much make someone feel like that it's okay to treat someone like that. But that's pretty much their perception. They're sort of like projecting in the sense of their opinion. They're saying like, that's how we feel, so that's how other people will feel too. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's okay for like people to like masturbate to this type of porn?
No.
I think like spanking, like it, like if it's consensual.
Depends how far they go.
Do you like a bit of spanking?
No, I'm just saying, I just need to get changed because it's really tight.
What is
my dress?
Okay, yeah.
So I'll be right back.
Yeah, and I think I just cried. Okay, you're gonna be back soon?
Yeah, I just have to change.
Okay. I think. Look, I think it's all role play. For the most part of it, spanking, caning, same thing. If it's consensual, sure. I don't think like it's kind of like that thing of like if children play video games, will they grow up to be murderers? I don't think so. It's all fantasy. I don't think, like, if you watch it or if you put yourself around it, or you listen to it, or you see it, if if you use your five senses in whatever way and put yourself out there and you take this sort of information in, I don't think it's going to impair your judgment on how, your point of view or the way you think about it. Water sports is disgusting. That's my personal opinion, but if that floats your boat, whatever. And the authority said that fisting, face sitting, strangulation is life endangering. Strangulation, of course, but it's porn has acting in it. I don't think anyone would go too far with that, obviously, because who wants to go to jail? And yeah, I think as long as it's consensual, safe, and then so be it. I heard that I read an article somewhere that in California they're trying to get people to use people in the porn industry to use condoms because they wanted to make it law so it would help promote safe sex. And I'm all for that because they can still do what they want to do just as long as they're using protection. Okay. And more than 500, this is sort of connected to the same article, more than 500 people will simulate sex acts outside Parliament in a mass protest against new UK porn regulations. Wow. So there's people fully clothed going outside of Parliament in the UK to simulate sex acts just to protest it. So it's quite funny. On Twitter, people have been posting pictures of other people acting out these sort of sex acts. There's one person that's like sitting on the top of another person's face, again fully clothed, and she looks like she's laughing. And yeah, I guess that is classified as face sitting, which is strange, but yeah. And people are claiming that these laws are sexist because, they're saying women can't do this even though women want to do it or see it. But yeah, the sex acts that they're saying that the women can't say. Sorry, I'll start again. The sex acts that they're saying the women can't do, they're saying it's okay for men to do. So some feminists are getting upset about that. Been getting a bit dehydrated and dry of the mouth, so that's why I'm tripping over my words. Because it's quite warm today. It was a bit cloudy, but it was quite warm today. I'm just looking at the article to see what else there is to say about it. And they're trying to break Guinness World Record for face sitting and trying to get onto a show called Sex Factor in the UK to help get their word out. And yeah, people have been posting pictures on Twitter and talking about it on Twitter. And yeah, so some people are upset about that. Oh, this is quite crazy. In America, this is from news.com.au again. All the articles I'm talking about today are mostly from that website. Authorities in Florida say a 17-year-old high school student organized a prostitution ring of students from nearby high schools. The teenager was arrested on Friday on felony charges of human trafficking of a person under 18. Police say at least one act of prostitution took place, which led to the arrest of a 21-year-old John Michael Mosher. He's accused of paying $40 US and a bottle of liquor to have sex with a 15-year-old girl. That's messed up. A 17-year-old prostituted out a 18-year-old to a 21-year-old man, and for that he paid with a bottle of liquor. Yeah, what person in their right mind? Like, he's 21, he's still young, but he should know a lot better. He's a young adult. He's not he's not a teenager in his late teens or anything like that, or his early teens or mid-teens. He's 21. He's in his early 20s. I'm just stalling because I'm waiting for Amy to come back out here and start talking about this article with me. Baby, coming here soon? Amy? All right, Amy will be here very soon. I'll keep reading the article and then I'll talk about it with her. The victim did not want to participate in the sex act, according to police documents. She stated she told Moshe she did not want to have sexual intercourse with him, to which he disregarded and forcibly held her against the wall of the pool shed building, restricting her movement and ability to flee, the report said. Wow. So maybe she changed her mind at the last second, which is obviously, you can always change your mind at the last second. And if the person still goes through with it when the other person has changed their mind, that's rape. So that's obviously wrong. Well, it was wrong. Everything about this is wrong. It's wrong that, she was there in the first place and that her friend tried to prostitute her out and that there was this older man that she was going to be having sex with. Hello, Amy.
Hello.
Are you coming to sit down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just have to take my painkillers.
That's okay. How's our beautiful daughter, Aria?
I was just about to say.
I'm just talking about this article. I'm going to start over. I'll just give you the rundown. I won't read the whole thing again. A 17-year-old high school student organized a prostitution ring of students from nearby high schools.
There's a movie about that.
Is there? What's it called?
I know it.
That's okay. You can tell me when you know it. When it comes to mine. The teenager was arrested on Friday on felony charges of human trafficking of a person under 18. I think I might have said that the other way around. So a 17-year-old prostituted out an 18-year-old to a 21-year-old man for $40 and a bottle of liquor.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, where are the parents? We've got two daughters. If our daughter Annabelle or Aria was involved in the situation, well, they wouldn't be in the first place. But I'm just saying, say if somehow they were, it would have to be because we died in a car accident and someone else was raising them. But no, we're pretty strict and stuff. We always know what they're doing, every move, how many breaths they take. No, we're not that crazy. But yeah, if this was my daughter, I would go ape shit. She would we never put our hands on our children for any reason, but we would it would be very strict with the discipline, of course. What do you do? If you got a daughter that's 18 prostituting out a 17-year-old to a 21-year-old man, what type of punishment would a child like that get?
Well, they would obviously get charged by police, regardless.
Yes, but what would you do at home when they come back from the police station?
No, probably
no iPad for a week.
just confiscate everything. Wouldn't give it back.
Confiscate everything. You just go into the room, take everything out, and then you're like, oh, whoops, I forgot the sheet, and you take that too. And she's like, where am I supposed to sleep? On the floor. You're not getting anything back for a year. I don't know. I would be pretty angry. I tell you what. I tell you what's a good idea: taking everything out of the room and leaving one sheet, one mattress, and then saying you get everything back in 1 year, and then I'd see they would see a psychologist 5 days a week, and then on the weekend they would have to do family time for 5 hours a day, on 5 hours on Saturday, 5 hours on Sunday, and then go to school, and then banned from like seeing their friends
I don't know if I
because
wanna
they obviously you want to ban
spend
them.
that much time with them.
Well, obviously these parents weren't spending enough time with their daughter because they didn't know what she was up to. She was prostituting other girls out.
But you need to understand that they're very they conceal a lot of information from their parents. They're not going to tell your parents everything. It's just how life is.
No, but like in this situation where she's prostituting other girls out, you'd ban her from seeing her friends,
Yeah.
and then you would know what she's doing.
Yeah. Well, you just have to eliminate all the technology.
Yeah, no,
and just have her in a room with nothing in it other than her bed.
a lot of this pretty much came down to social media, a bit from like the internet, Facebook. She probably had like an iPhone, an iPad, a computer, all those three things in her room because she was like prostituting other girls, not from her school, from nearby schools.
Yeah, but
So she was probably networking, like real networking, through social media online. I could see this happening in Australia for sure.
I can't.
Yeah, I could see like a 17-year-old girl, going through Facebook, being like, oh, do you want to, be my friend, and pretty much making friends with the weak and vulnerable, and then being like, oh, like building a fake relationship, and then someone that didn't really have any friends and was getting bullied, and then developing like a mistrust and this relationship, and then a few months later be like, oh, we can be best friends or whatever, or we'll be tight and you can hang out with me and my other friends more if you do this and that, and you get money, and you'll be cool.
I don't think Australians would do this. No offense. I think it's
I don't know. Well, we all come from the same planet. There's no difference between an Australian 17-year-old girl and an American 17-year-old girl.
There's a big difference.
Or
because
18.
More crime
I should
over
18.
there, and we're more strict in our laws, so it wouldn't happen.
The laws are not too different from like Australian laws, and American laws are not too different.
They hand out guns to you.
No.
They do. A 2-year-old shot her mother because of their laws.
Yeah, but she didn't go to the shops and like, hey, little boy,
no,
here's a gun.
Instead, they gave it to the parents, and the child did it, took it out of the drawer, and shot their parents. I don't.
Yeah,
agree
exactly.
With the laws.
Well, they should have had it in a safe, and it should have been locked up. But they didn't hand it to the child. It is harder, a lot harder to get a gun in Australia. You can have a gun, but if you have a gun at your house, it needs to be in a locked safe. And if you want to use that gun, you've got to go to a shooting range, and that's where you can shoot the gun.
Yeah, I think there'd be less deaths if they just did what Australia did.
When it comes to their gun laws.
Yeah.
But we're talking about an 18-year-old prostituting out 17-year-olds, and there's no guns involved in this.
I'm just saying that their laws aren't as good as our laws, and it could have been prevented.
Oh, well, I'm glad you love your country, babe. But I still think that these things can happen, because this has nothing to do with guns or gun violence.
I'm not saying that, but
gun laws.
America has the worst crime rate. And
how do you know that?
Because it says it online.
And you believe everything that you read online.
I do.
So what was that? Whoops. Did I just? Okay. I'm just going to do a Google search. Okay, here we go. Are you going to be like surprised if like Australia's on the top of the list?
It won't be. We're the safest country.
Come on, load. These 10 countries have world's highest murder rates. Who do you think it's going to be?
America. Philippines. Colombia.
Number 10, Colombia. As Colombia struggles to end a 50-year internal conflict, the murder rate in the country remains high, as 30% per 100,000 in 2012. South Africa, St. Kitts and Nevis, That looks like a beautiful place, though. St. Kitts and Nevis has a high proportion of murders relative to its tiny population, 33% per 100,000. Is that 100,000? Yes, in 2012. The actual number of homicides recorded was 18. An aerial view, blah, blah, blah. Swaziland?
Switzerland.
No, it's not Switzerland, babe.
Oh.
Number 7. 6, Jamaica. 5, Guatemala. 4, El Salvador. Oh, look at that picture. They're all holding guns. 3, Belize. 2, Venezuela. 1, Honduras. I wonder what America is. So it's not even on the list. It's not even in the top 10.
That's because it's not slightly good.
Okay. Oh, here we go. According to this chart, America's slightly worse than Australia.
Of course it's worse.
Okay.
It's way worse.
Okay.
That's why it's not safe to live there.
All right, we're going to have to go get some more information on that and then go back to that. But anyway, I don't know. I've lost track of what we're talking about, really. All right, let's go back to the article, okay? The victim did not want to participate in the sex act. So the 17-year-old organized a prostitution ring with nearby high school students, and there was an 18-year-old, and she was getting prostituted out to a 21-year-old for a bottle of liquor and $40. And according to police documents, the one that was going to have sex with the 21-year-old stated she didn't want to have sex with him, but she was forcibly held against the pool shed, and she was restricted from movement and the ability to flee. So she was raped. Students told officers that the alleged organizer coordinated at least 3 prostitution deals. So she made 3 prostitution deals. And like for $40 and a bottle of liquor, like she would have had. Do you think she knew before?
Police
it was
have arrested a man accused of having sex.
Oops. Do you think she knew beforehand, or do you think she did know but then changed her mind at the last second?
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
That could have happened. But friends of the person that was organizing these prostitution deals said there was like at least 3 deals, including the one with the 15-year-old by using Facebook, Snapchat, and she organized the prostitution deals using Facebook, Snapchat, and Kik. What's Kik? Haven't you heard of Kik before? Why pimp out old hoes? This is what she said, the girl that was prostituting the girls out. Why pimp out old hoes when I have fresh young hoes I can give up for money? Isn't that mental? The Sarasota High student reportedly wrote in one Facebook exchange to a business partner, adding, "As long as I'm getting paid, I'm trafficking all these hoes." Police said none of the sexual activities being investigated happened on school grounds. So since, she's she's 18, so yeah, she can go to jail for quite some time.
She should.
For doing that, yeah. I just don't get that. Yeah. How she could be in the mindset and think that's okay. So she must have had a pretty messed up childhood. And the other girl must have had low self-esteem to be like,
herself.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. She might have been abused. And the other girl must have had low self-esteem if she was agreeing to it or knew about it prior to it taking place with the older man.
Yeah.
Because of the, what she was doing it for. Okay. What article should we read next? I'm just going to have a sip of my water.
I think it's all about sex.
No, not all. I just like there was just a bunch of weird articles about sex. And I'm like, oh, let's read that. Billionaire Bill Gates, the dopest motherfucker. He's all right. I used to love him, but now I'm more like into Apple, I think, with certain things. Yeah. Bill Gates is developing a next generation thin condom. Nothing gets you hornier than hearing the name Bill Gates. Am I right? No? She's lying. She loves him. If she's not in the mood, I'm like, Bill Gates. And like, she's good to go. Billionaire philanthropist Bill Gates says progress is being made on developing a next generation ultra thin skin like condom that could offer better sexual pleasure. Maybe Bill Gates is the guy that was like, can you give me that Viagra ice cream?
Probably.
And then he's like, oh, I don't, like, you know, he hasn't used a rubber in a while, so he doesn't know how to use it, and probably didn't use the lube, so it was a bit dry, and he's like, oh, I'm going to create my own rubber.
I don't want that.
Help population control and financed by the first world investors. Yeah, he's got to put like a twist on it, be like, oh, I'm doing it for good causes. I'm not doing this to like, you know, make money or for sexual pleasure. You know, this shows I'm being video recorded, just saying.
You're welcome.
That beautiful face. Oh,
I have to yawn.
you look so sexy when you yawn. Yeah, so I don't know. I think it's strange that he's like gone into this. He's so old, you know. He'll probably retire from Microsoft soon. Why is he? I guess he just wants it like a bit of extra money to go in the bank while he retires, so he can still get his like foot rub in the morning when he wakes up. And last year, the Microsoft co-founder and one of the world's richest men offered investors $100,000 in startup grants to develop a next generation of super sheath condoms through the charitable Bill and Melinda Gates Foundations. Grand challenges in global health. Oh, maybe they're giving it to third world countries. Ooh, condoms to like help with population control. Oh, that'd be really good. I actually like that idea. I thought it was just, at first I was just thinking like, oh, he's just making a condom just to sell it to the average customer in first world countries. It looks like there are some technological materials that will be able to maintain a condom barrier with a very thin material, Gates said in New Delhi. Gates, who was speaking at a question and answer session with his wife Melinda, said the foundation had received a lot of proposals from investors. That's so cool. The aim would The aim would be to encourage more couples to use condoms, preventing pregnancy and helping avert spread of sexually transmitted viruses such as HIV, which is what we're all for. The foundation has said it could provide further funding of up to $1 million to develop a new condom that would enhance the pleasure so as to increase uptake. I think that's a good idea. Go to third world countries, hand out some condoms, because you know, it just may sound cruel, but you know, I love babies, I love children, and all that. But say if we were in a situation, and you know, we were poor and we didn't have enough money to provide for our children, we just wouldn't have children. But there are like people in third world countries where they get raped and they get pregnant and they don't have a choice. And then it's illegal for them to have an abortion. So they don't have a choice but to have a child. But also, like, you know, if someone's going to like rape you, you can't be like, hey, stop. Can you put on the condom before you rape me? So I don't know.
That's a bit much.
Yeah. But at least yeah, that's fine. Make yourself comfy. Amy's just going to grab a pillow. So I don't know. It'd be good if they do some cool marketing or try and make it sound like, you know, it feels better than not using one. And I think that's a good idea. Try and help population control and sort of encourage that people should use condoms if they don't want children, if they can't afford children. Because there are some people that are in other third world countries that, like, they just have children too young, and they just can't afford to look after their own children.
Well,
Not everyone in that country.
Just don't have condoms, and then they fall pregnant.
What's wrong with the old method of just pulling out? Doesn't always work, does it?
Okay, I'm sure they don't know that.
I'm sure they do. They just choose not to because it feels better.
I don't think so.
It's only the last couple of seconds. I mean, come on.
Really? Would you say that?
What?
Would you say that?
What? Because, like, I only go for 1 second?
No.
So it doesn't add up with
no,
maths?
I'm saying, if you're saying that, is that how you feel? If it was you.
Sorry?
Would you feel the same if it was
You use your words. You're not, like, saying the full
That's
sentence.
because it's really awkward.
What?
You're saying that the orgasm only lasts 1 second.
No, I'm saying, like, no. Well, no, it doesn't really go for 1 second, but, like, I'm just saying, like, it only takes us a couple of seconds to pull out your penis out of the vagina and then come
Mm-hmm.
just before you do it. Yeah, that's what I meant, I think. I'm happy that I was able to clarify. So if you've got any more questions about that, then just keep asking and I'll keep answering.
No, that's awkward.
Performance artist Misha Batterson plans to have sex with a different person every day for a year.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
Not really.
No.
That's called pretty slutty.
Hey, what a slutty bitch.
Being honest.
Is he gay?
Yes.
He might be gay. Nothing wrong with it. So yeah, I don't know. Like, it's sex with a different person every day of the year. It's just, yeah, this guy is probably about, I don't know, 5'10", probably, or 80. I'd say he's a bit overweight, so he's about 85 kilograms.
No, you do that if you're really attractive, to be honest.
No, that's not true. He could be real. Like, he won't be having sex with, like, models every day of the year. Clearly, yes. Because he's, you got to be realistic in these situations. He would have to find people that are as attractive as him, or, less than attractive as him. Because if you want to have sex with that many people, I'm sure, like, he's going to explain it to the person before he has sex with them. This is the situation, and therefore, usually, attract, like, people that give it up easy aren't usually that attractive. So, and he's not that attractive.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to keep that in mind. So the people that he's having sex with are probably pretty ugly.
Yeah, I agree.
Does that make sense? I don't know. I feel like I rambled and I lost my train of thought.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay. As soon as I heard about this, this is the article. In the name of art, activist and performance artist Misha Batterson plans to have sex with a different person every day for a year. As soon as I heard about this, I asked myself, he plans on it. Can he guarantee that 365 different people will want to have sex with him every day? But I suppose that's besides the point. He's 26 years old, and it's the project's called Save the Date, and hopes to challenge the ideas of sexuality and homosexuality in the age of Tinder and Grindr. Okay, he is gay. So, do you know what Grindr is? Do you know what Tinder is?
No.
Come closer to the microphone, please. I'll move back so you can come closer to the microphone.
I'm gonna tell you.
That's okay. You can bring your cute self over here with your tummy ache.
Mm.
And I'll just move your microphone over there. So I don't know if everyone can see Amy, but there she is. Look at him. Oh, and that's our cute cat, Meow. If you're watching us on Google Hangouts and not listening to us off your iPhone or your iPod, that's our cat, Meow. She's okay.
She's pretty mad.
She's a pretty cat. So do you know what Tinder is?
No.
It's a dating website. And where do we meet?
RSVP.
And RSVP is a?
It's a dating site.
It is a dating site, yes. I met you there. I was looking through and all the chickies, and I was like, oh, yeah, she looks all right. And I sent you a message saying, want to do it? And you're like, yeah, sure.
Mm.
No, I said, what did I say? Do you remember what I said?
I pushed you.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Did I send you a wink or anything? Or did you just...
I bought stamps.
Did I send you a wink first on this dating website?
No, I was scrolling and then I found you, and you're the only good-looking one. So
So you found me first. I didn't find you at all. I didn't send you a wink. I didn't send you anything.
no.
Okay.
Mm.
And then you bought stamps, and then you
Then
sent
I
me a
was able to
message.
talk to you.
I thought I sent you a wink first, and then you sent me a message.
Mm-mm.
No? Okay. And then, yeah, we started talking online, and then we met in person, and then we had a baby, and a year from now we're going to get married.
Yes.
Yes, that's pretty much it. So Tinder is this app. I don't know if you can go to a website, but I know it's an app. And on the app, right, you get photos of these people, and I think you see their face. I don't think you see any of their details. I just think you see their face. And then if you like them, then I think you swipe to the right. No, you swipe to the left. If you like them, you swipe them to the right. But if you don't like them, you swipe to the left. You keep doing that.
Okay.
And you get someone you like, and then you check out their details, and then you contact them. Grindr, it's the same thing, but it's for gay guys.
Okay.
So I guess that's what he's going to use. Tinder and Grindr. I think gay people can use Tinder as well. Some of these websites are like, oh, only straight people. But he plans to do this for a year. He's being met with both criticism and praise. I don't know. I don't really get, like, if you're having safe sex, like if you're using a protection like condoms or dental dams or whatever, or if you got like an implant, so birth control implant, so you don't fall pregnant if you don't want to have a child with a random stranger that you don't know. But I'm all for it, and it's consensual. I'm all for it. If you want to have a one-night stand, go for it. It doesn't affect me. It has nothing to do with me. I mean, it's not my thing, but I'm just saying if you want to do it, go for it. But it's just the thing of like STDs. I couldn't put myself mentally in that zone of like having sex with strangers. It do my head in psychologically. I would just like, I think like after the first couple, I'd be like sitting there and be like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? What's wrong with me? But apparently he's doing this for art.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know how you can put your penis in someone and call it art.
Me either.
I've tried. Doesn't work. His project, which he plans, did you like that joke? Begin in September, has been met with both criticism and praise. I fucking read this already. With some people saying, it's not what you think. I think it is. When you say you're going to put your dick in someone, a different person every day for 1 year, it's kind of what you think. I don't know how that's hard. And I don't think he's like taking pictures or videos of it. He's just doing it with random people. And then for 1 year, I guess it's like he's trying to put a twist on it. Like, oh, I'm connecting with all these people. I'm sharing this, this moment that you're only supposed to have with like, or society says that you're supposed to have with this one person for the rest of your life. But I'm doing it with all these other people. I'm meeting all these other people and connecting with all these other people, and no one else has ever done this. I think people have done this before, but they just haven't spoken about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Let's read on. They're saying, good luck, don't get herpes. Patterson asks loaded questions about today's obsession with the hookup culture, especially within the gay experience. Gay men, they don't tend... Well, I don't know many gay men. When I say I don't know many, I know like a pre-op transgender, and that's one person, one gay person. But from what like I've seen and heard, that gay men are less likely to have a long-term relationship, at least in our neck of the woods. I'm sure I know there's like gay men out there that are like together and then they've adopted children and they've made it work, but I don't know. From what I've heard, it's just less likely. Correct me if I'm wrong. In the comment section below. He recalls multiple experiences he had during his time in Glasgow where he'd meet up with random men and have sex with them in the park until 5 or 6 in the morning, feeling sad, lonely after the night was over. What the fuck? What's wrong with this guy? Okay. Having sex in public. For or against it?
That depends.
Depends on who's having it. So if you're having sex in the public, you're like, yeah, that's fine with me.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm having my Kinda. But if it's a random person, you're like, you dirty motherfucker.
You're right.
What if, I had just got back from the airport and we haven't been overseas before because we're not rich and fancy. But say if we won some money somehow and went overseas and came back and it was late at night. I'm just trying to think of this is bad, but I'm going with it. Say if we had the children with us and we're walking through and we just got out of the cab and we had to cut through the park quickly to go to our hotel, and then we see these two men putting their dicks up each other's bums. I mean, that's pretty bad. 5 or 6 in the morning. 5 and 6 in the morning. I tell you what, you don't have to go for an outlandish story like that, because 5 or 6 in the morning, children wake up pretty early.
5 and 6.
Yeah, I know, but what if you say if we're at a park, so I'm guessing it's like a busy city, so I'm gonna go with the hotel again. So say if our daughter Annabelle, she wakes pretty early. She'll get up at 7 or 6. 6 rarely, but sometimes 7. So she'll wake up early. But say if for whatever reason I was like, hey Annabelle, we're at a hotel for one day because we're poor and we're just gonna make the most of it. And I was like, you want to go for a jog at the park, just at 6 a.m. And then she's like, yeah, sure. And then we're going for a little walk or whatever. And she's like, oh, look at birds. And then she's like, look at that. And she's look at that. And she's like, what the fuck? 2 bears are going at it. And they're like, and then it's at 6 in the morning. So when they're finishing, and they just, no.
They can't be just straight on.
Yeah. I think they're just out there,
I think they're in a car.
I think one's sitting on the bench and the other one's on top, and he's doing the helicopter because he's bouncing up and down.
I really don't want to hear this.
Oh shit!
All right, next
My
topic.
chest is. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up.
Yeah.
We didn't even read all of this. With this project, Battison hopes to explore the connection between loneliness, hookups, and the idea of known places. Oh, fuck this article. A phrase coined by French philosopher Marc Ahuge that Battison explains refers to. What does that mean? I've lost my train of thought.
Next topic.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's too much silence. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, well, that's the end of the article. If you want to read the article and know what this crazy guy's on about, then read the article. So I guess he's going to have sex every day with a different person for 1 year, and then I guess he's had sex in public, and he's written about that online, and apparently it's art, and I think the guy's a bit full of shit. So I don't deny that it's a bit egotistic. It's okay. It's performance art, and a performance artist should always be pushing his own body and the performance performance art. It's just, it's weird. There was this woman that was naked and painting with her period blood.
That'd be gross.
Okay. I didn't make that up, but that happened somewhere. I'm going to have a sip of water.
Okay, I don't want to hear this story.
Why?
Because that's horrible.
It's a short one. This is going to be a quick one, I hope.
I'm not even going to comment.
Would you ever do this?
This is the most stupid thing.
A woman pulled out a knife and castrated a man, which means she chopped off his cock from Dayton in Ohio when he only offered $13 for sex.
Oh, what do you
What
know?
a cheap motherfucker.
It's another American thing. Oh, snap.
Yeah, well, they've got 400 million people and we've got 20 million people, so more fucked up things are going to happen just because there's more people there. If we had the same amount of people in Australia as we do in America, then, you'd hear more of these stories happening in Australia.
Right.
They just have more people. That's why the crime rate's higher.
Mm-hmm.
The gun laws, by the way, are more relaxed if you go out to the outback. So he got his penis chopped off because he was cheap with his money. So she was a prostitute. She was like, yeah, I'll do this and this, but or maybe she said this is the price, and he's like, okay. They had sex, and was like, oh sorry, I don't have the full amount. Here's the money, and she's like angry and chopped it off.
I really don't want to talk
I
about
know.
this.
Let's read on and find out. He had picked her up and taken her home. In Australia, prostitution's legal because if a prostitute, say if a prostitute got physically and sexually assaulted in America, and she went to the police station and said, I just got physically and sexually assaulted, she'd get arrested for prostitution, and then they probably wouldn't even end up finding the guy that did this to her. But if that happened in Australia and she went to the police station and said, I got physically or sexually assaulted, they would be like, okay, they'd probably take her to a hospital, get her medical attention, and then try and find the person that did it to her.
See? Australia laws are better.
Because either way, it doesn't matter if it's illegal or legal, prostitution will happen no matter what. Doesn't matter if it's legal or illegal, people are just still going to do it. I just said that twice.
Next topic.
Because I can. All right. So the sheriff's office reported the man was driving in his car along a street in the city of Dayton, Ohio. When a woman walking along the pavement asked him for a ride. The male driver agreed and told the woman that he had to make a stop at his home before dropping her off. Once inside the man's home, the pair went down into the basement where the woman asked the man whether he wanted to make their meeting a date. When the man said he only had $13 in his pocket, the woman pulled out a knife and ordered him to drop his pants. Oh, fuck off. I'd be like, no. Like, so she probably... Oh, okay, so what probably happened was, like, he pulled up. He was like, yeah, let's do this. She's like, yes, for this price. He was like, okay, took her home. He was like, oh, wait, I only have $13. She's like, you brought me all this way and you've only got $13? Drop your pants. And if she said that to me, I'd be like, fuck, no. And then I'll try and run for it, even if she's, like, stabbing at me. Because I'd rather her stab, like, at me, like, at my torso than my dick, even if she's stabbing at my heart, because my penis is worth more than my heart.
You're going to need to read these topics.
The woman
before you do.
pulled out a pocket knife and ordered him to drop his pants. When she did, she stabbed him directly in the scrotum. Oh, fuck. And castrating him. So it wasn't like it wasn't his penis. It was like, I thought she just took it all off, but it wasn't his penis. It was his testicles, and fled with the $13. So she took his balls and his $13.
Mm-hmm. It's America for you. Anyway.
The man was able to crawl upstairs and awoke his sleeping sister. Oh,
That's not funny.
oh, that's fucked up. So he's down $13. He's got no testicles, and he had to go wake up his sister.
Okay, I don't want to. This is one.
And he's more like his sister now.
Okay, are these articles going to...
He should have woke her up and been like, twins.
I'm going to go to bed soon.
His injuries are serious, but not life-threatening. Yeah. No arrest has been reported. Okay. That's great. Surgeons removed toy stuck in woman's vagina for 10 years. Okay, we're not going to read that one. Okay, we're not going to read that one, babe. We're not going to read that one.
These are getting worse and worse. So there's
That
no
was-
point me being
That was
here.
probably going to be one of the best ones.
No.
Like, you sat on it, forgot it was there,
I want real topics that don't...
didn't get in a relationship for
There's
10 years, and then
sex.
pulled it out.
There's too much sex topics here.
Okay. Parents outrage after Play-Doh's penis-shaped toy ruins Christmas?
That's horrible.
No? Okay. That is horrible. Should we talk about it?
No.
Oh, this is cool. Can we talk about this one? Teen eager Jessica wakes up during brain surgery and asks, how's it going?
It's horrible.
Usually with brain surgeries, they keep the patient awake. Just because, well, if you're doing brain surgery, you haven't got a choice. Usually, from what I've heard and seen actually from YouTube videos, is that they keep you awake just to make sure that you're not having a stroke, or that you can still speak properly and that you're not feeling numbness and you can still move your arms and legs. Because when they're performing brain surgery, they'll be like, "Oh, can you move your arm?" And you're like, "Yeah, I can move my arm." But I don't know. Apparently, she wasn't awake during it. No, they need to, because if they just keep you asleep the whole time and operate on your brain, and then awake you after the surgery, then you might not wake up properly, or you might die, or you might be acting as if you have a stroke because they fucked around with your brain.
You'd be screaming in pain.
No, that's the thing. Once they they give you anesthetic for your skin and your nerves on your skin on top of your skull. But once they remove the skin and the skull, and they start cutting into your brain, you don't feel any pain in your brain at all. If you cut your brain, right? Not saying you should do this, but I'm just saying if you cut your brain, you won't feel it because you don't have nerve endings in your brain. And that's how they're able to do it. Okay. A 19-year-old woman woke up in the middle of brain surgery and was lucid enough to ask doctors, how's the surgery going? Iga Jessica of Poland. Oh, yeah, she does look like she's from Poland. Don't you think that? Was having a cancerous growth removed from her brain. Oh, that's terrible. At the Central Clinical Hospital in the city of Katowice, when mid-surgery the anesthetic wore off. That's scary. I think she's okay though, but we'll find out. Jessica, they spell it Jessica a bit different to how we spell it in Poland. Jasica. Jessica.
I would sue.
Whose brain? Oh yes, obviously. Well, they're making it sound like it shouldn't have happened. So yeah, she should sue. Whose brain was exposed at the time she awoke. Asked doctors how the surgery was going, then started chatting about cats. Despite coming around, she didn't feel anything and was never in danger. Neurosurgeon Professor Dorward Barras said. Yeah, isn't this normal though? It's possible the surgery may have triggered something that woke her up, experts said. But doctors are also looking into whether the anesthesia was administered correctly. Jessica later said, I can't remember much, but the doctor said he talked to me about cats, which I love. I missed Christmas because of the operation, but it is the best present I could have had, as I'm now feeling great. Oh, that's a wonderful story. She's she went in to get cancer removed from her brain, and, she had a lovely conversation with the surgeon and then came out feeling great. So that's a happy ending to that story.
I'd still sue.
Well, I wouldn't sue because nothing went wrong. It still went to plan, and she didn't feel pain, and she wasn't scared, and
yeah, but she
was calm. She was talking about cats.
It's their failure, not ours.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, I would only. Well, they did so much for her. They removed the cancer from her brain. I mean, you can't be upset with that, and everything went okay.
You can be upset if you wake up in a surgery and they haven't whatever you call it.
Administrated.
Yeah, properly.
Amy's just a little upset because she recently had surgery on her arm. She broke her arm recently, so yeah.
No, that's just my true opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. I'm sure. In South Australia, there's been a bushfire. More than 800 firefighters tackle the blaze. 26 houses destroyed, 37 families in temporary accommodation. Yeah, it's quite sad. So, our thoughts go out to the people that have lost their houses, and we hope that they find new accommodation as soon as possible, and we hope that they get as much support as needed. 37 people in temporary accommodation, so I guess temporary accommodation can't be that great, but I guess it would be okay until, hopefully it's okay until they do get proper accommodation. It's been, wow. Temperatures are forecast to hit 34 degrees in Adelaide on Monday before rising to as high as 38 degrees on Tuesday. That's mental. I do love the hot weather,
I don't.
but 38 Celsius, that's insane. Officials say the blaze is the worst area since the Ash Wednesday bushfires in 1983, which left 75 dead. I haven't read of anyone dying, but they say it's worse than Ash Wednesday in 1983 that left 75 dead.
Yeah.
Although I haven't heard any reports of people dying. So I think the one with the high death toll is worse, but I know they're both really just as bad in their own way. Because I'm not trying to say that, you know, what's going on in South Australia is something that you can look over. It's definitely devastating, that's for sure. So, yeah, we're just looking at some photos right now of the wreckage.
This
In
happens
the house
in Blue Mountains all the
fires.
time.
Yeah, you used to live in the Blue Mountains in New South Wales, on the opposite side of the country from South Australia. Blue Mountains is in Eastern Australia. So, did you see any bushfires growing up?
Oh yeah, every summer.
Yeah.
Down the
What was the
road.
worst one? Down the road from your house?
Yeah.
Meters? Like 20 meters? Not that close.
It take me
50?
I
100?
could walk there in like 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty bad. The fires. It got pretty bad.
That's probably like, what, like 600 meters if you're walking slowly? Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty intense. Happen every year. Same.
Did
time.
anyone that you know, like, lost their house?
The ones down that road did.
Mm.
Because they can't control all the fires. But yeah, that's just the Blue Mountains. People keep lighting them up.
Yeah, because back in the day, I just remember growing up, like hearing about in the news, that it'd be like teenagers or just, you know, people that weren't very bright, just, you know, lighting fires, or people like with their cigarette butts
Yeah.
would light fires. And yeah, but in recent years, there hasn't been too many fires. It's been a lot less.
Romo still gets it. We had it this
I mean, it's not like
last
it doesn't
year.
happen at all, but in the 90s, it felt like every summer there was a bushfire that was wiping out a whole lot of houses
Yeah.
and killing people, just because people were reckless or people were doing it on purpose.
Yeah. Unfortunately, people don't learn.
And what happened to those people that lived down the road from your house that you knew that lost their house?
I'm not sure because there were news people, police, ambulance weren't allowed to go that close.
No, like, you know, did you ever, like, did your family keep in contact with them? Like, did they,
Well, we
did you know
went-
them personally or no? Okay.
So I have no idea what happened to them.
I'm sure they're okay now.
Yeah, their houses would be rebuilt.
Yeah, you'd hope they'd have insurance. Okay. Do you know who this guy is? Dustin Diamond from Saved by the Bell. Do you remember Saved by the Bell?
Yes,
Do you remember Screech?
yes.
Then you remember Dustin Diamond.
He looks different though.
A lot different. And he is a what? Can't even speak. A massive douchebag. And so am I, because I cannot speak properly.
Why?
Why what?
Why is he a douchebag?
Well, look at his face.
What's wrong with his face?
No, I just hate the prick. And you will too once I explain why. Well, you know, in the past, he's like, I don't know, he's really desperate to try and stay famous or stay well known, just so he can like leech off as many people as possible and to try and like get money off whoever he can. There was a celebrity sex tape that he was in. Like, he made like a sex tape with these two women, and apparently he performed a dirty censures, which is quite disgusting. If I say it, you'd be like, I don't even want to know. Okay. Should I tell you then?
No.
And so he did something very disgusting in the sex tape, and do not look that up unless if you're sick and twisted and you want to know what it was. And so he recently, Dustin Diamond, guy that played Screech, stabbed someone because of his partner, I believe. I'm just typing in Screech. Yep, that's him in Google Images.
Mm.
So I think it would have been possible for him to, maintain some type of like normalcy or some type of regular acting work in Hollywood if he wasn't so mental. So you hear about these childhood actors, they grow up and they have all these mental health problems because they were mistreated or because they were treated so well when they were in their childhood, and they can't really adapt to changes or understand why, they can't keep having the same lifestyle. Anyway, we'll read the article. Former Saved by the Bell actor Dustin Diamond has appeared in court in Wisconsin, accused of stabbing a man during a bar brawl on Christmas Day. That would fucking suck. Well, I don't know. Like, on Christmas Day, you want to spend it with your family. I don't know why you'd want to be at a bar drinking with a bunch of people. That's not how I spend it. I'd rather be, like, in the backyard with a barbecue with some prawns and some, I don't know, sausages and some chicken and some whatever, ham. American. Sorry. I'm getting tired now. Well, I don't think that's I don't think that's what American people do on Christmas Day.
This American thing's building up.
No,
I haven't heard any Australian stories like this.
Well, next time, maybe all the articles I choose are going to be from Australia, and they're just going to be all negative things about Australia. And you'd be like, America's sounding pretty good now. I love America. Me and Amy are actually going to live in America one day.
If I don't die first.
From what?
From someone murdering me. From walking down the road.
What, in Australia?
In America.
Oh. This 37-year-old who played Screech in the 1990s television show was released from prison after posting $10,000 bail. He is charged with possession of a switchblade, reckless endangerment, and carrying a concealed weapon. The actor said he was defending his 27-year-old fiancée, Amanda. That's such a childish joke, but she does look like a bit of a man. Look at that. The defense lawyer, Thomas Alberti, requested a reduced bail and a jury trial for Mr. Diamond. He did not speak in court. That's probably for the best, because I'd probably say something dumb and the judge would be like, yep, I'm going to throw the book at you. Dustin has complete faith in the justice system. So do I. I have complete faith in the justice system too, that, he should serve his time. Mr. Bertie said outside the courtroom, like, usually celebrities get away with things because, they've got all this money, they're famous, they've got connections with their lawyers, they pay their lawyers a little bit extra, I'm assuming, because I've never been in situation and I don't know anyone that's famous. And then, they'd probably, like, their lawyer may know someone who knows someone. I don't think he's killed anyone. But the thing is, this guy, Dustin Diamond, he's not, like, famous anymore. He hasn't really got much money. I nearly forgot to say this a while ago. He was, like, completely broke, and then he asked, like, fans to send him money, and in return they would get a T-shirt, and with that money he bought himself a really nice house for probably about, like, $700,000. So, but I'm sure, like, most of these people are regretting, giving him their money so he could buy a nice house just for a crappy shirt since the sex tape. And since, he's doing crazy shit like this, like stabbing people in a bar on Christmas Day. The fans that he has are just mostly because of what he did in the 90s on that television show. And that show was like, did you used to watch that show, Saved by the Bell? Did you love it?
I didn't love it. I did watch a few.
I remember watching a few episodes. Don't know what was wrong with me. Mr. Alberti said Mr. Diamond, who spent the weekend in prison, that would suck, and made the best of his time, in prison? And caught up on some books. Okay.
Yeah, because celebrities don't get grouped with normal prison people.
Well, he's not a celebrity, but I could see him getting bashed to death in prison.
He would get special treatment because he's famous.
He's like a Z celebrity. He's not famous.
It doesn't matter. He's still
People know his name.
in there.
The fight is said to have happened on 25th of December at the Grand Avenue Saloon in Port Washington, while Mr. Diamond was with Miss Schultz, who also faces a charge of disorderly conduct. Crime reports say the pair had been to several bars before they got into a row with two men and another woman. Mr. Diamond, who appeared on Celebrity Big Brother in the UK in 2013, told police he had a pen in his hand when he grabbed one of the men, while trying to defend his fiancée. The man was not severely injured. Officers found a switchable knife in Mr. Diamond's car, and the point of it appeared to be covered in blood. So he went there with a knife.
Yeah, so he was asking for it.
If you feel like you need to go to a certain location with a weapon, you just
Don't go
to that location.
I'm gonna feature.
The actor will next appear in court on the 5th of January. Yeah, I hope he gets what's coming to him, which is tomorrow, because today is the 4th in America and the 5th in Australia. Anyway. Okay, so that's that.
That really sucks. I just realised.
What?
America's a day behind us.
Yes, that's
I
correct.
have to wait 2 more days for Pretty Little Liars.
You're looking forward to that?
I'm so mad.
Oh, well. That should be... Amy's favourite TV show is Pretty Little Liars, and she named our daughter Aria after one of the characters from that show. And I would have named our child if our child was a boy. Yeah, that's something you're looking forward to, and I get Amy to watch my TV shows, so in return I have to watch some of her TV shows. So I will be watching Pretty Little Liars with Amy, just as long as I get lots of cuddles. Did you have fun doing this podcast with me today?
Yes, that was awesome.
Even though we're talking about sex?
Well, as long as it's not a continuous thing, sure.
No. Once every, once in a while. Yeah, once every blue moon. All right. Well, yeah, that's it. Do you have anything else you would like to say? Can't speak. I'm tired.
We didn't talk about the New Year's Eve thing.
What's that?
Can you read it?
No. Oh, I forgot. Yes.
That was very
Because I was
important.
looking through all those articles and then made a bit of a stuff around setting up. Amy sent me an article on Facebook. I can't wait to open it. Where is it?
It's on your page.
Oh, okay. On my Facebook wall.
Yeah.
So Amy sent me an article. This?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this America or Australia?
No, this happened in Sydney.
New Year chaos. Thousands stranded after trains come to a standstill. With 1.5 million travelling into Sydney's city centre to watch the New Year's fireworks, you could at least hope the trains would be working. Okay, where's the...
You're going past all the information.
I'm not going to watch the video.
I'm not asking you to.
Here?
Go back up. You
I'm not
skipped
sure what I
through.
should be reading.
Okay, read the information.
But tens of thousands of revellers were left annoyed after Sydney's busiest railway station temporarily closed when a fire alarm went off, just as the crowds were trying to get home. Displeased commuters took social media to voice their annoyance as the crowds came to a halt in George Street when Wynyard and Marine Place train stations closed.
I meant to say Martin.
Oh.
Please.
Martin Place, yeah. Sorry. Wow, so, what time did this start?
The fire alarm at Central
The
Station.
fire alarm at Central Station could not... Do you want me to read the whole thing? Okay. Could not have come at a worse time during the city's busiest time of the year. But the frustration soon died down as the train stations reopened and people could get on their way home. Beau Gills compared the disaster to London's rail system, saying, "Feels like I'm in London." Underground documentary. Martin Place station closed. Trains broken. Mr. Gills posted?
Yeah.
Literally, people are stranded in the CBD, North Sydney. Another added. Now, that's pretty bad. Transport New South Wales tweeted passengers to keep them up to date with announcements and advised the travellers to allow additional time after staff were evacuated from the Sydney signalling complex at Central earlier due to a fire alarm. They said trains are running again, but passengers should listen to announcements and check indicator boards at stations. What the fuck is going on in Martin's Place?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm glad I didn't go.
I'm glad we didn't go. Last year we went to Circular Quay, which is where the Sydney Harbour Bridge is and the Opera House, and it was packed. We got there around just before lunch, and then we stayed there and we watched the fireworks. In hindsight, it really wasn't worth it.
No.
I think one year we might stay at the Holiday Inn, which is a hotel close by, and it's reasonably priced, and it's not real fancy, but it's not too shit. It's pretty good, nice hotel, and it's close to the restaurants, everything at Circular Quay. I love all the shops there, but yeah. So we went there, saw the 9 o'clock fireworks, because usually they do 9 o'clock fireworks and then midnight fireworks, and we didn't stay for the midnight fireworks because we had Annabelle there. We didn't have Aria with us because she didn't exist.
No, I wasn't planning a child then.
No. Well, you were, but you just didn't tell me.
Nope.
Yeah, right. So yeah, that would have sucked. So someone just pulled the fire alarm. Is that what happened? And then just everything came to a halt?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Imagine someone just did it as a prank. They're like, "Oh, wouldn't it be funny if I pulled the fire alarm?" And then one of them was like, "Yeah, it would be." And then he pulls the fire alarm, and then he fucks up everything. And then they stop everything. They stop all the trains. If that's what happened, hopefully they catch the person.
That's what drunk people do.
Yeah, well, that would have fucked up their night too, because everything would have came to a halt. They wouldn't have been able to leave that train station to go to a different train station.
No, I know, but when you're drunk, you do stupid things and you don't realize.
Yeah, that's not an excuse.
I know.
When I'm drunk, I feel like I'm accountable for my actions. I'm like,
agree.
I'm drunk. Oh, if I stab someone in the face,
I know that.
it's not my fault because I'm drunk.
Okay, that's not what I'm saying.
It's exactly what you're saying.
No, I know.
And thank you for watching.
No, I am just saying that you don't really know what you're doing when you're drunk. So they'll regret it in the morning.
That sounds a bit
When
strange. Have you had a few nights like that?
No, I've never pulled a
When you wake up in the morning?
Never.
After a few drinks the night before, and then you roll over and you're like, who the fuck is that? No.
I only done that at school, so it doesn't count.
I'm talking about sleeping with other people.
I was talking about mucking up the school system. But you don't need to hear about that. Goodbye.
Yeah, thank you for thank you for that article, Amy. Please give us more articles, or give us, me and the audience, to for me to read and for them to listen to, because your input is very much appreciated. Look at the cat. Look at that cat in the background. Oh, the cute little pussy.
Yeah, she's not interested.
You have a cute little pussy.
Okay.
My name's Paul.
And I'm Amy.
Thank you very much for watching. Bye.
Bye.